Tonight on CTV News at 6. After complaints about a new school build in Parry Sound,
they had a number of recommendations, binding recommendations that they had to fulfill.
Ontario's education minister says the Near North District School Board is in his sights. Ask first.
An elderly woman approached us and she tried to touch Dawson, and I gently said, please don't touch him, he's allergic to peanuts.
A Sudbury mother is sharing her story about close encounters with strangers. And it will require careful planning.
And we don't foresee that happening for, 12, 18, 24 months.
Why is the Sioux's low barrier men's shelter on the move?
CTV News at 6 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks so much for being with us on this Tuesday, November 18th. It's a contentious piece of legislation. Bill 33, which would give the province powers to step in and take over school boards, was debated at Queen's Park today. The Minister of Education, Paul Calandra, said the Near North District School Board would be among the first boards he will be looking at if Bill 33 passes tomorrow.
They had a number of recommendations, binding recommendations that they had to fulfill. I'm expecting a report back from the ministry with respect to have they fulfilled any of those recommendations. I highly doubt it, given what I'm hearing from the board and their continued pushback on some of those things. They said fulfill those binding recommendations. If not, then I'm going to step in and assume responsibility for that.
While the board did not speak on the minister's comments today, the board released a statement on the Ontario Privacy Commissioner's report on a cyber attack of the board's third-party student information system, PowerSchool, last December. In a written statement, the board said they reviewed the Information and Privacy Commissioner's final report and that they appreciate that the IPC confirmed that our notification efforts after the incident were proper, adding they are taking the recommendations to heart and PowerSchool has admitted to appropriately strengthening its security measures, and we will ensure this takes place. As mentioned, the final debate on Bill 33 was the talk of Queen's Park today. CTV's Siobhan Morris has the latest on the bill and what it could mean for school boards across the province.
Bill 33.
They think they can ram it through under the cover of darkness with very little debate.
Something opposition parties say has been a pattern.
The concentration of power at Queen's Park and the erosion of local democratic voices.
The bill fast-tracked, skipping over committee hearings and protracted debate. Educators say it's a sign.
There's something wrong here. There's something nasty taking place.
The legislation forces boards to take on school resource programs if their local police service offers one, and make it easier for the Minister of Education to take the reins of boards, something Paul Calandra has already done 5 times.
The ministry needs to have more authority to step into school boards that have gone off the rails. We have more than enough examples of that.
While Calandra insists he doesn't have any immediate takeover plans when the bill passes, he is keeping an eye on the Near North District School Board.
I don't think the minister should have to wait till the board is completely falling apart before he or she steps in.
Educators insist Bill 33 isn't about helping kids.
It is about silencing parents and local communities who know our schools best.
Bill 33 is a distraction from the conditions that exist in our schools today.
Conditions that can be rough for teachers and students.
Chronic underfunding, a crisis in understaffing, overcrowded classrooms, and workers and students facing daily violence with too few supports.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
In other news, a serious collision closed Highway 11B in Coleman Township, just south of Timmins Shores, for the better part of the day. The highway reopened about 30 minutes ago. It had been closed after a single vehicle crash around 8 this morning near Bass Lake Road. The driver suffered serious injuries and was transported to hospital. Anyone with information or dash cam footage are asked to call Timiskaming OPP. An update on the police presence in Asiguanac Township on Manitoulin Island yesterday. Provincial police saying they were called in by the MNR after investigating a person believed to be in possession of a firearm. The individual barricaded themselves in the Bidwell Road and Pine Lake Road area from approximately 2:30 yesterday afternoon until 6 p.m. A 39-year-old was taken into police custody and charged. A judge in Thunder Bay has denied the appeal of 2 people convicted of a grisly 2019 murder. The appeal was made after the convicted men claimed the judge in their trial made serious mistakes in allowing certain witness testimony. It argued that Marshall Hardy Fox, the star witness against them, was motivated to lie to cover up his part in the murder. Hardy Fox testified as the driver for the 2 accused in the execution-style death of Lee Chiodo on Mission Island. For more on this story, you can visit our website, CTVNewsNorthernOntario.ca. Over the last few months, the wellness coordinator with North Bay Police has been meeting with staff. The woman was brought on board in May, and as CTV's Eric Tashner tells us, she brings a wealth of knowledge from her 20 years as a social worker.
Bit of direction. Julie Lavictoire, North Bay Police's wellness coordinator, has been busy over the last several months, gauging staff morale.
When I check in with them, they're a lot more quick to respond and kind of let me know, well, I'm not doing so good or I'm doing a lot better today.
Lavictoire presented findings from the peer support team to the police board, including the success of in-house training for 911 operators and dispatchers on managing occupational stress and trauma. She's been meeting with both sworn and civilian members, helping them with any kind of health and wellness challenges they're facing.
Police personnel are kind of notoriously guarded and a little bit less trusting than some of my other previous clients that I was used to. So it's just to kind of build trust with them.
When Chief Daryl Longworth was sworn in, 27 employees were off work for various personal reasons, including to treat work-related physical injuries, mental health, and PTSD battles. Since then, some staff have retired and 4 members have returned.
We're currently speaking with a number of other individuals who are interested in coming back to work, and we're just working with their treatment providers and WSIB and the member to make sure their transition back to work is seamless.
A Canadian study finds, on average, most people experience 8 to 10 traumatic events in their life, compared to 800 to 1,000 traumatic events police experience in their career.
We have an organization that is going to wrap around you and support you.
Recognizing the day-to-day pressures of being a police officer with the variety of calls for help, Longworth stresses the need to keep his team healthy and motivated.
If we keep them feeling like they're valued, like what they do makes a difference, and that people actually care about what they do, they're going to go out and look after the community and take care of the community's needs.
Lavictoire is looking at implementing some new changes regarding health and wellness and plans to bring forward further information to the police board. Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
In Timmins, more than $230,000 is going to police for a new mental health initiative. The province announced the funding today, which will support a 2-year pilot project that will allow officers to work with trained crisis workers to assist on calls where people are experiencing a mental health related crisis. The new mobile crisis response team will be made up of specialized workers and police officers. It's time for our first check on weather. What's happening out there? To tell us more, here's CTV's Rick Wyman, and welcome back, Rick.
Thank you, Tony. Good to be back. It's great to be back in Canada. I've got to say that. I've got to point that out. Systems map right now. A day of sunshine coming up for tomorrow. Then we'll get a bit of a break in between sunny days. And of course, we've got some sleet in the forecast, some showers and flurries. We'll take a look at the current temperatures right across northeastern Ontario, predominantly clear. The odd snow flurry or 2, but no rain in the forecast for this evening. So again, it looks like a half-decent night, but colder in some areas. So we'll get to that and touch base with that and a lot more all coming up. Tony, back to you.
Thanks so much for that, Rick. Always on guard. Still to come on CTV News at 6. A Sudbury mother shares her experience with strangers trying to touch her child's face. And the low barrier men's shelter in Sault Ste. Marie may be on the move.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
A Sudbury mother is sharing her experience with well-meaning strangers while shopping at a local big box store. Her issue is over concerns surrounding allergies and the spread of respiratory illnesses. CTV's Lindsay Alick reports.
Danielle Christensen was shopping at a big box store on Monday with two of her children.
An elderly woman approached us and she tried to touch Dawson, and I gently said, like, please don't touch him, he's allergic to peanuts. She immediately was like, so sorry, backed off and kept interacting with him, which is totally fine.
She said they continued to shop, and when they arrived at the food court, a husband and wife began interacting with 15-month-old Dawson and 3-year-old Daisy.
They were being absolutely lovely until he touched Dawson's face, and it happened so fast that I couldn't even get the words out of my mouth.
She then took the children to the washroom where the third incident took place.
As I'm changing him, she came out of the stall, came up behind me and grabbed his face, to which I responded, hey, he's allergic to nuts, please don't touch him. And she's like, well, he's just so cute.
She says incidents like this happen most of the time when they are out in the community. So she decided to share the experience on social media.
I've had a lot of moms reach out saying that they've had the same experience and that they're fearful of bringing their infants out to the stores, and this shouldn't be happening. We shouldn't be afraid to bring our kids in public because somebody they don't know or we don't know is going to touch them and potentially cause harm with RSV, colds, the flu.
Officials with Public Health Sudbury and District say everyone has a role to play in limiting the spread of viruses.
That means staying up to date with your vaccines. The flu and COVID-19 vaccines are now available in the community for everyone above 6 months of age. The RSV vaccine is also available for eligible individuals. Cover your cough and sneezes with a tissue and immediately discard the tissue in the garbage and wash your hands.
As for Christensen, she says it's all about awareness and that ultimately it's all about respect, which means asking first. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Sudbury.
It's a conversation many put off, but one of the most crucial talks to have. Next week, a free workshop in Sudbury is inviting residents to take control of their future healthcare decisions through advanced care planning. More now from CTV's Amanda Hicks.
Maison McCullough Hospice is gearing up for the third installment of its Dying Well series with a focus on advanced care planning.
Families that are coming in and patients that are coming in a state of crisis, and they're having to make decisions on the fly when they're emotionally disturbed. And what we want is to give more power, more control to our community members over their healthcare journey by having these conversations before they end up in the healthcare system.
The free session, led by palliative care coaches, will help participants complete their advanced care plan in a supportive group setting.
We're going to make sure that everybody leaving the conference and the session is going to be able to identify who their substitute decision maker is. That's the person that would make a decision for you if you could no longer mentally do so for yourself. And then again, what we hope is that people will leave with resources that helps you to kind of document, again, your values, your wishes, your beliefs.
There will also be a voluntary research component to determine if advanced care planning discussions can be effectively conducted in a group setting instead of in a doctor's office. The findings will be shared at a province-wide conference in the spring.
Can we share this throughout the province and be a model for other communities? And do the advanced care plans get completed in the sessions? Do participants share it with their family physicians and their substitute decision makers? So we're really hoping that this can be a model that can grow, and it's from Northern Ontario, so it's a wonderful opportunity for our community.
The workshop will be taking place right here at the United Steelworkers Hall on Tuesday, November 25th from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Registration is required and the deadline has been extended to this Sunday. You can reserve your spot by calling Maison McCullough Hospice directly or online at the hospice's website. Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Sudbury.
Work is underway to either change or even move Sault Ste. Marie's men's shelter. CTV's Corey Nordstrom has the details.
With last month's opening of the Sault's Heart Hub, it was known that the low-barrier men's shelter would need to move. The district's Social Services Board oversees the shelter, and officials say the relocation will not be decided on hastily.
Any movement of the shelter is going to take very careful planning and consultation, and we don't foresee that happening for, 12, 18, 24 months.
In the meantime, DSAB is slowly transitioning to a high barrier shelter to comply with the Heart Hub's funding parameters, meaning more strict rules, including sobriety. The added supports coming to the community could also impact what the board does long term.
With the Heart Hub model, we're actually seeing upwards of 80 new FTE positions come into the system. So again, my hope is that with the addition of the FTEs, with the addition of the funds that are coming through the model, we actually lower the usage of the low barrier shelter.
Pagnuco says the board has looked into at least 35 locations to move the low barrier shelter. While nothing has been decided on, they know that once the current shelter becomes high barrier, there will still be a need to help those who aren't able to comply.
The reality is, if we don't have a low barrier shelter, people will find other places to go. So we need to ensure that those resources are available in the community so we can at least try to assist those in need and ensure that they're going to the proper place for help.
DSAB officials add that the concerns that neighbors of the shelter have voiced will be considered when looking for its new home. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
North Bay Police are preparing to reintroduce their auxiliary member program again next spring. At the police board meeting this morning, a staff sergeant explained that a successful group of applicants will be completing a fitness test and will undergo training in the next year. The auxiliary program is a group of volunteers who assist police with public safety promotions and community events, and when needed can assist officers with emergency situations, traffic and crowd control. If all goes well, the program will relaunch in March.
It's just an added resource, and I think it's a good one more step that we can engage the community and members of the community and in the services that we provide the community.
Chief Longworth adds several officers actually go through the auxiliary program and use it as a stepping stone to join the police agency full-time. The North Bay YMCA handed out peace medals today, recognizing a local woman and youth who are building kinder, safer, and more inclusive communities. The individual peace medal was awarded to Sue Simons, a real estate broker, for her work with Grace's Boutique, which provides women at shelters with clothing and personal care items during times of transition. And the group peace medal was awarded to Bears Who Care from St. Joseph Schollard Hall. For 27 years, students have dedicated their time outside of school hours to raise money to help families and health causes, as well as assist in meaningful community initiatives. Back now for a check on your current conditions. Once again, here's Rick.
It's a nice night. If you don't mind some cooler weather, you want to take the dog or dogs out for a walk after supper tonight, hey, why not? We've got some sunshine coming in, but cooler temperatures throughout the northeast in some cases, as you were about to see. Then we've got some precipitation moving in, some snow flurries, and of course some, well, light rain. We call it sleet. It'll happen for a couple of days in some places. Let's take a look at some of the current temperatures now. Here we go with Moosonee as we start things off at -5 this hour. Mainly cloudy. Cochrane -9. Timmins, we've got some light precipitation, some flurries at -8. Kapuskasing -6. -10 in Chapleau, nice and cool there. -4 in Wawa, -2 in the Sioux. In Parry Sound, 0 right now, a few clouds, nothing wrong with that. Meanwhile, in North Bay, -10 with the wind chill, few clouds. Temiskaming Shores, okay. And of course, you know, some of the areas are doing very well here this evening. Greater Sudbury -6, Espanola -3, Elliott Lake -3, and Gore Bay at -2. So all in all, not a bad night. It's going to change in a couple of days, so let's enjoy the sunshine tomorrow. Your 7-day forecast, Tony, coming up.
Thanks, Rick. They crossed one hurdle. Next on CTV News at 6. The Carney Liberals had enough votes to get the budget passed, so what's next? And how many Canadian snowbirds are changing their travel plans? One day after Mark Carney's government narrowly dodged a budget bullet and a Christmas election, the opposition made it clear, don't expect smooth sailing ahead. CTV's Michael Couture now on what happened in the House today.
I declare the motion carried on division.
Another day, another confidence vote that the Liberals survive.
No, there's going to be one a day for a long time.
Behind the sarcasm is some truth about votes to come. Yesterday's budget vote only passed because a number of opposition MPs abstained.
We hope that opposition parties will continue to dialogue constructively with us about how we can potentially make those things better, but mostly so that we can make Parliament work.
But the Bloc Québécois is promising a rough ride.
So they will live the same anxiety that we have seen this morning, because at each step of this long process, including the committee, they will have to start all over again because they were not good partners for anybody.
Some opposition MPs said they reluctantly voted to pass the budget instead of plunging the country into a Christmas election.
Maybe 6 of one, half a dozen the other, but the country's got to change direction.
There will be other confidence votes as the budget works its way through the implementation process. And one NDP MP who abstained yesterday says his support isn't guaranteed.
Absolutely confident that I'll be holding this government to account, and we'll be fighting hard for everyday people.
And the Prime Minister says his budget is for those same people who need social programs like childcare, dental care, and pharmacare.
I salute the 170 members of the House who supported it. I'm glad it came through, and we're going to continue to work on implementing it.
The Prime Minister now heads to the UAE and the G20. And because of how close last night's vote was, it's unlikely the Liberals will test the confidence of the House until Mark Carney returns next week. Mike Lecouteur, CTV News, Ottawa.
A new report is warning that Canada's immigration policies are not helping the country retain the global talent that is required to bolster the economy.
The very people who can help Canada build the economy and infrastructure and housing of the future all leave at above average rates.
The Institute for Canadian Citizenship's Leaky Bucket 2025 report warns that highly skilled and educated immigrants are the most likely to leave Canada within 5 years of landing. Immigrants with doctorate degrees are more than twice as likely to leave Canada compared with people with a bachelor's degree. That number jumps to 3 times when immigrants face job prospects that don't provide income growth. The U.S. House of Representatives has voted in favor of compelling the Justice Department to publicly release all of its files into the investigation of late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Lawmakers voted overwhelmingly 427-1 in favor of compelling the Department of Justice to release the files. This is the first major hurdle to make the documents public. Next up will be the Senate and eventually U.S. President Trump's desk. The president has said he will sign the bill if Congress passes it. Fewer snowbirds say they'll be heading south this winter, with many looking to spend the season overseas instead. An online poll from Snowbird Advisor shows a 15% drop in the number of Canadians planning to head stateside. Meanwhile, the number of residents planning to travel to Mexico, Spain, or another warm destination has nearly doubled. More than half of people surveyed said while they are skipping a trip to the U.S. this year, they would consider returning in the future. And there's more news still ahead, but first, here's your full weather forecast with Rick Wyman. Rick, what do you have to say for yourself?
America was fine. I mean, I went down for the weekend, Tony, so I can't argue with those who don't want to go stateside, but I didn't have an issue. It was great to see a football game, NFL style, with my son, so we had a great time. But for those who don't want to go, hey, that's entirely up to you. Forecast radar, let's check out and see what's happening now. We've got some sunshine into the forecast for tomorrow. Then things will change with sleet, some showers, and some flurry activity. So it'll shake things up for a couple of days, and we'll keep a close eye as to what's happening with the Santa Claus parades in Sault Ste. Marie and Sudbury come Saturday. Overnight temperatures 12 and clear in Greater Sudbury. Sault Ste. Marie -5, mainly cloudy. Timmins -12, chance of flurries. Temiskaming Shores mainly cloudy. North Bay clearing and -10. Meanwhile, in Moosonee, chance of flurries at -8, -12 Caphurst, chance of flurries. Few clouds in Wawa, -13, -5 Gore Bay, a few clouds, Parry Sound, -5 as well. Okay, our 7-day forecast. Sudbury Nickel Belt, mainly sunny for tomorrow. Thursday, chance of sleet at 60%, so 2 good days for that. when you're talking 60%. Saturday, some sunshine, and Sunday, chance of sleet. More of the same come Monday at 30%. Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma. Mainly cloudy for tomorrow at 4. Chance of sleet for a couple of days, Thursday, Friday. And that trend continues. Only 30% Saturday and Sunday, and Monday as well. The temperatures, well, almost normal. You should be hitting at around 3 degrees for this time of the year. Timmins Cochrane Kapuskasing. Sun and cloud tomorrow, -1. Chance of sleet for Thursday. Chance of flurries Friday. Some cloud cover Saturday. Chance of flurries Sunday and Monday. Your temperatures 2 and +1. Normally you should be sitting at around -1 for this time of the year. Let's have a look now at Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake. Mainly sunny tomorrow at -1. Chance of sleet 60% Thursday at 3. Chance of flurries Friday at 2. 1 on Saturday with the cloud cover. Sunday, chance of flurries, chance of sleet. Again on Monday, your daytime highs at around 2. So some transition in the weather right now. You get a little bit of sun, you get a few flurries, then you get some showers as well. So again, this is before we start dealing with a lot more snow in various forms of precipitation. North Bay, West Nipissing, sunshine tomorrow -1. Chance of sleet on Thursday at 60%. More of the same on Friday, 5 and 4 your daytime highs. Saturday, sunshine at 1. 4 degrees Sunday, chance of sleet. And again, more of the same, 3, chance of sleet on Monday. Normally, you're sitting at around 2 degrees. Let's have a pick of the day now. A peek at the pick. Can I say that? Trevor Graydon. This is Mowat Landing, Temiskaming Shores area. So again, great shot there, Trevor. I appreciate that. And again, it's one of those scenes, a little bit of snow. We've got the sun setting in the area. So again, looking very, very good. I like that, Trevor. Thank you for making my day today. Stick around. We've got more news coming up with Tony after the break. Time now for Ask an Expert. CAA's Rachel Lalonde is back tonight with more on travel medical insurance for those 60 and over. Rachel, welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Please tell me more about medical insurance options and the changes for those 60 and older, like the essential factors to know while selecting the appropriate travel insurance plan.
Yes, for sure. When you're over 60, there is a medical questionnaire that you'll have to fill out. Pretty simple, easy to follow. If you're not sure of a question, you can certainly ask your doctor, but it's quite simple. And you budget for the medication and doctor's visit. You keep in mind, once you retire, medical benefits at work probably will go away. So you may not have coverage with your medical benefits, so getting a standalone policy will definitely help you. Pre-existing conditions also can factor in the cost as well. So you have to budget for all of that.
Okay, there's another popular misconception for travelers, as you well know, whether you can get travel insurance if you have a pre-existing health condition like diabetes. True or false?
False. You don't let a pre-existing condition stop you from being protected while you're exploring the world. Having a pre-existing condition doesn't mean that you can't get coverage, but you do need to share those details with your travel consultant when purchasing the insurance, and your consultant will help you understand your options. They'll help you determine whether you meet the stability requirements of the policy and what the options are if you don't meet those requirements as well, because there are options for that as well. You can purchase a pre-existing condition rider through CAA travel insurance, and that'll help protect you. Insurance will cover you if your medical condition is stable for 3 to 6 months prior to travel, but that pre-existing condition rider, it covers you if you're stable just 8 days before you travel. So that, the option's there. If you don't disclose those conditions before purchasing your insurance, you may not be covered while you're there if you need to draw on it.
I've heard of situations like that in the past. Now, can one plan cover multiple destinations for the same trip?
Oh, definitely. It's a worldwide plan. So your start date, your finish date, you can go anywhere for sure.
Okay, Rachel, thanks for doing this once again. Lots of information, but again, with the expertise that CAA provides, You make it sound so easy.
It is easy.
Thanks for doing this. For more information on tonight's segment and past episodes of Ask an Expert, please visit our website at CTV News Northern Ontario.
Thanks, Rick. The annual list of the most stolen vehicles in Canada was released today. And while auto theft is on the decline, the cost to insurance companies is still huge. Even though there's been a reduction in thefts, losses still top $1 billion annually in insurance claims. CTV's Pat Foran has details.
No one wants to have their vehicle stolen. The headaches with replacing it, the expense, dealing with police and insurance is a major hassle.
I went out of the house and the car that is normally there was gone.
Rebecca Cuthbertson of Stratford was visiting family in Toronto when her car was stolen last night. It was found in a school parking lot this morning, likely waiting there to be scooped up by thieves.
It does feel like a violation. Just that she's got her back window smashed, and I'm not allowed to touch the car, go into it. It's been taken for fingerprinting.
Cuthbertson's 2019 Honda Civic is one of the most stolen cars in Canada. Topping the list nationally is the Toyota RAV4, a favorite for thieves worldwide.
It's very serviceable globally. It's a good utility vehicle, meaning it can be used in a variety of terrains and jurisdictions.
In Ontario, the Honda CR-V is the most stolen vehicle, followed by the Dodge Ram 1500 series, Honda Civic, Jeep Wrangler, and Ford F-150 series. Rounding out the top 10, the Toyota Tundra, Lexus RX, the RAV4, Toyota Highlander, and Land Rover Range Rover series. Even though the auto insurance industry lost $1 billion to auto theft last year, investigators say at least when it comes to stealing cars, the trend is going down and not up. There was an overall decrease in auto theft across Canada of 19%, but in the first half of this year, auto thefts in Ontario were down by almost 26%.
We're not out of the woods yet, but definitely continuing doing what we're doing and combating this vehicle crime to make Canadians safe.
As for Cuthbertson, she refers to her car as Grace and can't wait to get her back.
I'm glad they found her. It's going to be a few days before I can have access to her again. I am very happy she's been found.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
Canada is on the verge of a new era in treating Alzheimer's disease, with new medications on the horizon. However, as CTV's Pauline Chan tells us, some are worried our system isn't prepared to handle the changes.
Last month, Health Canada gave approval for the first disease-modifying drug for Alzheimer's, lecanemab.
There's another in for approval, and so for the first time ever in Canada, we have some potential of disease-modifying therapies for people facing early Alzheimer's disease.
But provincial funding for the drug has yet to be settled, and there's another key roadblock to patients getting it. It's only useful for those in early stages of Alzheimer's, and you need a formal diagnosis.
Getting a diagnosis early in the disease progression is actually very challenging right now. Most people show up at primary care when the disease has progressed actually quite significantly. It's when it becomes a problem in people's daily life.
He's just tired. He works a lot.
When Lee Laforet's husband was seeking a diagnosis for his forgetfulness and confusion in 2016, they faced a lot of resistance.
They call it the longest goodbye for a reason. Because every day when you wake up, you don't know what you're going to get. We got the testing done, but we didn't know the results for 6 months because we couldn't get to see a neurologist.
Dr. Jaspreet Bangu says not only is there a shortage of knowledgeable family physicians, but new diagnostic methods on the horizon will mean an even greater need for specialists in the near future.
To detect amyloid via a blood test. It's a very exciting field that we're hoping will start to blossom and provide better access for patients in the next 5 to 10 years.
Right now, PET scans are the gold standard for diagnosis.
It's quite expensive, and there's not very many PET scanners. We only have about 40 in all of Canada. What's going to be important, though, is if patients don't have a way to access a provider, if we don't have enough providers who understand the symptoms and understand when to use the test, and then if we don't have enough specialists on the other end to provide the extra testing necessary, then we're going to have the bottlenecks we see now.
Dr. Bangu says right now, from testing to treatment can take 1.5 to 3 years, and that is precious time for families dealing with dementia. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
It takes a lot of work to put together. Still ahead on CTV News at 6, we take you to St. Joseph Island and a holy walk to mark the birth of Christ.
Clothing provided by Laura, Melanie Lynn.
It's back for a second year, and it's a story many of us are familiar with, the birth of Christ. The Holy Walk is happening for 2 days, Friday and Saturday, on St. Joseph Island. To tell us more, Ashton Kent joins us from Richards Landing. Hi there, Ashton.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are preparations coming along for the Holy Walk?
It's coming along really well. Yeah, we have some last-minute little things we need to do this week, but everything's in place for sure.
Tell our viewers what's going to be happening. Paint the picture, if you will.
Yeah, so the Holy Walk we've been running for many years. This is the second year, though, at All Tribes Christian Camp, and it is a journey to Bethlehem. So we will be, families will show up and they will come into a gym where we have music and scripture readings and carol singing, and then they will partake on the walk where it's guided by several of our guides, and we go through the journey to witness the birth of Christ at the end of it.
And on Saturday, I see it's by appointment only. You have a time slot in which families with small children can attend.
Yes, yeah, we're excited about this new addition. So we understand that waiting for an hour or 2 hours when you have a family with young children can be very difficult. So we want to make sure that this walk is accessible for everyone. So we've opened up a slot on Saturday, just the early portion, so 5:30 or 3:30 to 5:30 for families with young children. And also, we've also had other people reach out to us and just indicate that they are concerned with the darkness and different things like that. So for people who don't want to drive in the dark, or they have different accessibility things where they might have to go a little bit slower on the walk, all those kind of things, we want everyone to be able to experience the walk, so they can make an appointment from that 3:30 to 5:30 time slot.
Ashton, you put a call out on social media for volunteers. Do you have enough people to pitch in? I know your family's playing a big role in this event.
Yes. My husband and I and our 5 kids are all involved, and actually a lot of our extended family as well, which is wonderful. But we do have about 140 volunteers, which is about the same as we had last year. But there are some areas that it would definitely be helpful to have more people fill in. So I would love if this week we got another 10 volunteers for sure. Right.
Is there a charge, or are you accepting, monetary donations to help with the event?
So there's no charge. Families are welcome to come, but we do have a donation bin at the start of the walk and at the end. If families choose to do that, that would be wonderful.
Ashton, thanks so much for your time. It's great that you're doing this again this year. Take care.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Ashton Kent joined us from Richards Landing on St. Joseph Island. To learn more about the event this Friday and Saturday, head to holywalk.ca. The nights are getting colder, which can only mean that the Greater Sudbury Santa Claus Parade is almost here. Parade officials shared that the parade will have an enhanced kids experience with a coloring contest, and Canada Post workers will pick up children's letters to Santa. Officials also shared the judging criteria for the around 68 floats registered so far.
The criteria for the floats and for the judging is show a lot of energy, play some music, and make sure that you're on theme and you're really celebrating the Christmas movie that you chose as part of your float.
Chuck LaBelle is the parade's musical grand marshal, who said he is very excited to kick off the parade and set the tone for the party.
I'm probably going to do them bilingually with some French and English content, so everybody will recognize the song and everybody's going to be happy.
The Greater Sudbury Santa Claus Parade is set to begin at 5:30 p.m. November 22nd after the fireworks. This will give Santa and his reindeer plenty of time to come from the Sault Ste. Marie Parade at 5 p.m. also on the 22nd. Sudbury is going to be the only stop on a country music concert.
Hurry up, preacher, I'm telling y'all you should be fishing.
Country music star Lee Brice has announced his Canadian tour dates for his Sunrisers tour next year, which includes a stop in the north. Brice, along with special guests Brett Kessel and Grace Tyler, will hit the stage at the Sudbury Community Arena Wednesday, April 22nd.
And what makes it extra special is that Lee Brice has never been to Sudbury before. This is a brand new act coming to the Nickel City. Brett Kissel, he's been here in years past. Always an awesome show. So that's just going to add to the fact. And then an up-and-comer with Grace Tyler means that this is a recipe for an awesome night.
Tickets go on sale this Friday online and at the Sudbury Arena box office at 10 a.m.
Entertainment brought to you by the Cinefest Red Carpet Patron Program.
Mission Possible. Tom Cruise is getting an Oscar, and Dolly Parton is honored for her humanitarianism. David Daniel has tonight's Hollywood Report.
Making films is not what I do, it is who I am.
Tom Cruise has an honorary Oscar. Filmmaker Alejandro Iñárritu presented him with the prize at this year's Governor's Awards. Cruise spent the first few minutes of his speech thanking and praising Iñárritu and the evening's other honorees: actress, dancer, choreographer, singer, director, and producer Debbie Allen, groundbreaking production designer Wynne Thomas, known for his films with Spike Lee, and Dolly Parton, who accepted the Jean Hirschholt Humanitarian Award virtually.
Kinnevik är skog och stål.
Är det inte jobbigt att inte ha någon fantasi, Margareta?
Vanguard is a limited series dramatizing the rise of iconic Swedish media mogul Jan Stenbeck. The show, described as a real-life Succession meets The Wolf of Wall Street, features English and Swedish dialogue. It debuts today on the Viaplay streaming service. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
A big North American retailer reported earnings today and missed the mark. That is triggering concerns about the upcoming holiday shopping season. BNN Bloomberg's Marella Fernandez has more.
Home Depot not only missed the mark, but also cut its profit outlook for 2025. The home improvement retailer says it expected a sales boost from lower interest rates, but that didn't happen. And it has lost out on storm revenue. There have been fewer big weather events that typically push up demand for roofing materials, generators, and other supplies. If you had a problem trying to use ChatGPT or X this morning, you're not alone. Cloudflare had a bug. The company provides internet security to about 20% of all the websites in the world. Cloudflare says the issue has been resolved. And all eyes will be on NVIDIA tomorrow. The technology company will report earnings after the end of the trading day. Tech stocks have been dragged down by investor concerns. They worry about a return on AI revenue. Because NVIDIA is a major weight on the markets, its results have a significant ripple effect. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is up to 71.53. West Texas Intermediate crude is up to 60.67. Western Canadian Select is down over $1 to 47.33. And the TSX is down 39 points today to 30,036. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marella Fernandez.
And here are the current prices for some key commodities we watch. Gold up $21.89, closing the day at $40.6769 US an ounce. Silver up 49 cents to end the day at $50.70. Copper slipped 2 cents. A nickel down 2 cents, ending the day at $6.57 US a pound. And Rick is back now for one last look at your Wednesday weather.
Here comes the sun, Tony. We've got some sunshine in the forecast for tomorrow across northeastern Ontario. Mainly sunny in Greater Sudbury at +1, -1, some sun and cloud in Timmins. Some sunny breaks and some cloud in Sault Ste. Marie at 4 degrees for tomorrow, a little warmer there. North Bay at -1 with the sunshine. 2 degrees in Parry Sound with the sunshine, and -1 to Miskaming Shores with the sunshine. So, Tony, not a bad day tomorrow. But then we've got some sleet coming in, coming up on Thursday, Friday, with the chance of showers, flurries right across the northeast. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Rick. And finally, from the Tower Bridge in London, England, to the Taj Mahal in India, a senior is bringing international landmarks to life in his basement. His next landmark project is one closer to home.
Esmond Warren prepares a piece of wood before heading to his workbench.
Here again, you see, you build this one piece flat.
What started off as a project to keep him busy has turned into a passion.
Our daughter brought me the first kit as a Christmas present. I thought, good grief. Yeah, I was not too impressed with it at the start, but once I got into it, I really enjoyed it.
Warren recreates landmarks using small matchstick-sized wood pieces. His projects include the Tower Bridge in London, India's Taj Mahal, and the Notre Dame Cathedral of Paris. A special project in honor of his granddaughter, who died of complications of cystic fibrosis.
When she passed away, she left me with the instructions that I should finish it for her. So I was very, very proud to be able to do that.
Not all are famous landmarks.
This was the dairy barn, and there's the silo over there.
This is a replica of their family farm in New Sarepta, with one important detail.
Our son came here one day and saw it and said, well, where's Mum? Because Mum always cut the grass. So then I had to go and make a little tractor and put her on it.
Esmond's next project is the Alberta Legislature.
That one isn't made with matchsticks. I cut the wood for that one, and I'm building that one from scratch. No blueprints.
The 87-year-old says each project takes 200+ hours to finish.
She kind of rolls her eyes when I go down to the man cave. And I say, well, it won't be long. And of course, she says I'm twice as long as I said I was going to be.
This hobby may be time-consuming. However,
I wouldn't be doing it if I wasn't enjoying it.
A labor of love, one landmark at a time. Nair Misa, CTV News, Edmonton.
Wow, that's beautiful. A work of art. And folks, that's CTV News at 6. I'm Tony Ryma. More news comes your way at 11:30 with Ian Campbell. Good night.